Let me get in front of the camera and say this, because I want y'all to look me in the eyes. Y'all are doing this to yourselves, and it's going to be poetic justice next year when Alabama proves y'all wrong. And I get to sit up here in the man cave. Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but that fire is so delightful. And since there's no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. It's relatively simple, guys. By the way, no hot chocolate tonight, not in the mood. Win with us. That was rough. Win with us, that's better. Win with us, or, big or here, watch us win. That's my message. And we got a lot to talk about tonight. I do want to make this somewhat a short, simple, and sweet video, but you never know. I never know what can happen. I could go on a rant and tangent. Just never know. There's a lot I want to get into in a short amount of time. All right? And also, too, first things first, I want to start the video by saying this. It's really funny how us humans, would you call this the psychology behind humans? I don't know. But it's really funny how we operate. So I'm in the South, northern Alabama, as y'all know. We got about anywhere from, I'd say, depending where you live, 3.5 to 6 inches. And anyways, the point is me bringing up this snow conversation yet again is I've seen a bunch of you guys in the comment section, people tweeting me nonstop saying, man, I wish it would have snowed that much here. For example, I saw somebody, I think they tweeted at me today talking about they're in Birmingham, Alabama, and they wish it would have snowed that much. And I find it so funny because you guys, while y'all are saying all that, my neighbors and people up here, and I talked to some other of my buddies recently who live up in Michigan and up north, and they're talking about how much they hate the snow. I just find that so ironic and really interesting because as humans, we want what we can't have. It doesn't matter the situation. In summer, I hear people all the time saying, man, it's too hot. I can't wait for it to be winter. And then winter comes around, everybody's like, man, it's freezing. I can't wait for summer. That's really besides the point, but I do want to start on the video with that. Also, too, oh, hold on. I got to bring this up in the comment section of was it last night or the night before video? I'm not sure exactly what video, but I'm going to pop it up on the screen. Floyd Odom, I believe that's how you say his name right here, super chatted $10. Dude, completely unnecessary, but thanks, man. That's going to go to a good cause. Going to go to some, if we got to buy some expo markers. May need to buy a new whiteboard if I smash this one next year. It just go back and get reinvested into the channel. I appreciate that, man. I'm going to pop it up. And by the way, Matt, you freaking lazy bum. The past two videos when I said pop up the comment, I didn't pop it up. It's not that I was being lazy. I just forgot to. Matt, when you're editing this, you idiot, pop it up on the screen. Anyways, let's lock in. Let's get down to business. Back to what I put here with the whiteboard. I'll pull it back up so y'all can see it. We're going to talk about it. It's been on my mind. How did all this start off? Nick Saban leaves. Kalen DeBoer comes in. And immediately what happened? We had guys transferring, leaving left and right. And I got to move this because it's in my way. It's like we have stages, okay? You lose your coach, then you bring in a new coach. And stage number 1 is you find the new coach. Then stage number 2 is he brings in his coaching staff. And stage number 3 is, all right, you got players leaving. They're entering the transfer portal. It seems like we're probably close to being done with that one. All the guys that were going to leave, I think they're gone. We may have a couple others here and there leave. But for the most part, transfer portal part is done. We've already lost 5 starters, and we touched on that last night. But now, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are in the stage, or it's only unfortunate. Let me throw this in there too. It's only unfortunate if you're me or an Alabama fan. Everyone else, if you're not an Alabama fan, you're loving this. You're rubbing your hands together, doing that grinning face. You love this. Okay, you love it. I get it. You've been praying on Alabama's downfall for the past 10 years, and it's finally, well, you think it's here. We'll get to that in just a second because I don't think it's really here quite just yet. But the point is, now, in the past week, we've had 2 5-stars decommit. Ryan Williams, you know him, 5-star wide receiver. Everybody wants him. He still may come back, but he decommitted. That's the point. He decommitted. And then 2, we lost Jamie French, another 5-star wide receiver. And recently, I think it was yesterday, he was with Kirby Smart in Georgia taking a visit. So 2 5-stars within a week. Not good. Not good at all. They're dropping like flies, man. I'm not going to run through every single one, but we've had 7 guys decommit in the past 36, 48 hours. And I'm talking about recruits, not guys that were on the team. I'm talking about recruits. And even today, a few hours ago, we had a cornerback. What was it? What was his name? I'm pulling it up right here. I think it was, Jameer Grimsley. He decommitted. That was only a few hours ago as to when I'm speaking. And then yesterday, we had a 4-star offensive lineman. He decommits. And there's many more. I think you get the point. We had like 7 or 8 guys decommit in the past week. Look, let's address the obvious. We know this. They decommitted because they originally committed to play for Saban. Saban's not there anymore. I get it. I understand it 10,000%. But I will also throw in there, to all of these recruits that are decommitting left and right, dropping like flies, grass isn't greener on the other side, and you may be missing out on the opportunity of a lifetime, especially these 2 5-star wide receivers that just decommitted. Because may I remind you, Kalen DeBoer just put on a clinic at Washington on the offensive side of the ball. And like I just said, we've been talking about it. They committed to Saban, okay? The reason they were at Alabama is because of Saban. Saban's the brand. But here's my next question, or not even my next question, just a question in general. Why wouldn't you want to play for Kalen DeBoer? Can somebody answer that to me? Can somebody riddle that to me in the comment section? Why not? Especially if you're on the offensive side of the ball. If you're a defensive player, I get it. But all these guys that are transferring out and they're leaving, have you noticed they're on the offensive side of the ball? What's that about? You mean to tell me you wouldn't want to play for an offensive head coach who just beat Texas, hung up a 37-piece on them? It could have been more if they weren't trying to run the clock out at the end of the game. This is the same team and coach, or same coach, my bad. He coached a team who beat Oregon not once but twice. He had not 1 but 3 really good wide receivers this year. This is an offense where they're not, it's not like Jalen Milroe this year where we're going to average 160 passing yards per game. No. Washington, I think, was first in the nation. This is a wide receiver's dream. Now, I'm not saying Jalen Milroe next year is going to throw for 400 yards per game like Michael Penix Jr. this year, but I'm saying, why wouldn't you want to play for Kalen DeBoer? It's just a question. And I also meant to pop this tweet up on the screen yesterday. I didn't, so let me pop it up here again. This is what former offensive lineman Alfonso Taylor at Alabama, he tweeted out. Players transfer every day. That doesn't bother me. What bothers me is being 1 game away from the national championship game, and instead of running it back, you transfer. On top of that, you get a coach who was just in the national championship game. It's no longer about winning. You know what I got to say about all these guys, these transfers, and most recently these decommitments? Life is all about trends, if y'all haven't figured that out. For the past 15 years, why did everybody come to Alabama? It was popular to come to Alabama. A lot of these recruits just came to Bama because Nick Saban. Hey, I want to play for Saban. I see all these other 5-star recruits going there. I want to do it. That sounds good. I mean, these other guys wouldn't be going there if it wasn't a good situation. You see what I'm saying? Whereas now, it's like a domino effect. One guy decommits or one guy transfers out. Everybody looks at it and goes, well, I guess something fishy's going on there. And then they see another one do it. Domino effect, or really the snowball effect, because once it gets going, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and that's where we're at. It's popular to, I wouldn't say hate on Alabama right now. That's always been popular. But it's popular for these players to leave Alabama and look elsewhere. Right now, at least. I guarantee you, we don't know if this is going to happen, but if Kalen DeBoer, let's say he starts out 6-0, beats Georgia, then goes 7-0, and let's just say, theoretically speaking, finishes the season 11-1, all these recruits are going to start flocking back, because then it'll be re-popular, I guess we shall say, to go to Alabama. Simple as that. Y'all know I like to check out some of these comments. Let's read off a few of the comments on last night's video, see what you guys are saying. Let's go with this one here. This is from Dat Detox. Shout out to Dat Detox. Haven't read it. I just see it's got quite a bit of likes. Matt, make sure you pop this up on the screen. Best editor on the planet. Being able to see the actual pain that Bama fans realizing they finna be on the same level as every other school is the best comedy I've seen in years. The Alabama standard. What you meant to say was the Saban standard. I'll get back to that in just a second. I know Nick is somewhere rolling right now. All these Bama fans thought it was because it's Bama. Here's another one. Seeing a Bama fan experience football like the rest of the fan base has to is pure justice. It's just perfect, and it's going to get better. Yeah, you're sadly mistaken, buddy. I'll address both of those comments because they're pretty much saying the same thing, how Alabama's run's over and Bama fans are back down, I guess, to what they're saying is reality. And maybe that does happen. We don't know. We can just talk about it and try to predict. But said before, I'm going to say it again. I think you got to be slightly delusional to just automatically assume Alabama is going to go back to going 7-5, 8-4. And I'll tell you straight up, I don't think that's going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's just not. And what you're doing is to yourself, and this is a dangerous thing. You don't want to do this in life. It's the worst thing you can ever do. And all these college football fans out there, probably you watching this video, if you're not a Bama fan, you're doing it to yourself. You're giving yourself false hope. You're telling yourself the Bama dynasty's over. Well, what if Alabama next year, I don't know, goes, let's say 11-1 and sneaks into the playoffs with like an 8 or 9 seed and they wind up winning the thing. Even if Alabama doesn't win it, for Alabama to make the playoffs next year, let's say they win one game and get booted out, that's a W. And that still is the same thing they've been doing with Saban. If Alabama makes the playoffs, that's not the quote-unquote fall-off everybody's saying is going to happen. And I'm not letting y'all forget, y'all said last year, remember, or this most recent season, whatever you want to call it, the year's over, so we'll just call it last year. When Alabama lost to Texas, everybody was saying, oh, yep, Alabama might go 7-5 this year. They're going to go 8-4. And it didn't happen. That was at Saban. Y'all have been doubting Alabama so long, even with Saban. It's ridiculous. It's not new to me. I've seen it. I talk about it. I cover this stuff. Maybe your casual person doesn't see it like I do, but I see it all the time. You know how many times a day people are tweeting at me a couple years ago talking about, Matt, next year when you lose Bryce Young, Alabama's going 7-5, 8-4. Nick Saban's lost his edge. And it still didn't happen. Okay? And let's not act like, and I'm reminding y'all, Kalen DeBoer is some scrub-a-dub-dub of a head coach. He took Washington, which was a worse team than Alabama and Texas, to the playoffs and won a playoff game. Beat Texas. Let me get in front of the camera and say this because I want y'all to look me in the eyes. Y'all are doing this to yourselves. And it's going to be poetic justice next year when Alabama proves y'all wrong. And I get to sit up here in the man cave and celebrate my wins. I mean, I'm not going to be jumping up and down for joy, but it's just going to be nice knowing that we proved everybody wrong. And I expect it to happen. So y'all keep getting your hopes up. You got, it's the first, so what is this? 6 months? No. Matt, you're tripping. Probably 7 months. I forgot the off season that long. You got about 7 months to go until the season. And then when the season comes around and Alabama kicks the living crap out of Wisconsin, because I think we play in week 1, y'all hush up. But then I know what everybody's going to say. Well, Matt, you might have beat Wisconsin, but you got to play Georgia in week 4. Come here, buddy. You think I'm scared of Georgia? Georgia's scared of us. We've had their number for the past 6 years. I'm pretty sure they're 1-5 against us in the previous 6 matchups. Georgia was better than us. Georgia's been better than us in every single game almost we've played them in, outside of 1 or 2, and we still beat them because they screw up. You know why they screw up? Because they have it into their brains. Oh my gosh, it's Alabama, big bad and mighty Alabama. And they just wet the bed. Without Nick Saban, though, I will admit it's going to be a little tougher and we may lose that fear factor. But still, Georgia has it engraved in their minds that Alabama is this superhero and this superhuman that they can't beat. And they're going to be coming to T-Town. And if you expect Alabama just to roll over and give them a win, sadly mistaken, my boy. Sadly mistaken. There's many more things I could say. I'm going to end off the video here. Let me know your thoughts down below. But